They hit the ground, started rolling around. About 30 seconds later, his mother came around the corner, and at the same time, another man that had been stocking the shelves, he came around the corner as well. You could tell he's a little aggravated. And he came over to this lady and said, "Ma'am, you're going to have to keep your son under better control than that. You cannot let him do this in our grocery store." And this mother was just a little lady, but she rose up like a tiger. She said, "Let me tell you, how dare you accuse my son? You didn't see him do it. I didn't see him do it. And even if he did do it, it's okay. He's just a little boy." And I thought, man, mister, you are messing with the wrong woman. Don't ever get between a mother and her child. What I loved about that was the way she rose up to defend her son. And I thought, if we could just have that same attitude toward the people in our lives, when somebody starts accusing, talking about somebody we love, we should say, "Hey, wait a minute. That's my son. That's my friend. That's my neighbor. That's my coworker. They may have made a mistake, but you better give them a little mercy. Because when you're messing with them, you're messing with me. They may not be perfect, but neither are you, so you need to back off. You need to give them a little slack." That's what it means to be loyal. You stick up for people. And it's funny, this society has a way of kicking people when they're down. It seems like we love to build people up, only to enjoy even more seeing them torn down. But when you're loyal, when you're honorable, and you see a friend, a brother, or sister that's down, instead of talking about them, being critical, judgmental, well, really, you're getting what you deserve. No, we're supposed to lift the fallen. We're supposed to restore the broken. Instead of saying, "Too bad for you," we're supposed to go to them and pour the healing oil onto their wounds. The scripture says, "A gentle tongue brings healing." Do you know kind words can get people back up on their feet again? Really, mercy is simply loyalty in action. When you're merciful, when you're forgiving, when you help restore, that is loyalty at work. Let me ask you today, are you being loyal to your friends? Are you loyal to your family? Do you stick with them through thick and thin? It's so easy when people are down, when they make mistakes, to be critical, to condemn them. But really, that's when our friends need us the very most. A true friend is going to be by your side when you're hurting, when you're falling, when you make mistakes. When we see somebody in need, our attitude should be, "They're on my team. They're a part of my family. They work at my company. They're a part of my church. I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to step up and defend them." And they may have made mistakes. I'm not saying that they're perfect. Maybe they are guilty. But understand, only the guilty need mercy. And if you're a spiritual person, you won't be a part of the problem. And say, "Oh yeah, that's juicy. Let me tell you something else I know." You know, when you're loyal, you will put a stop to it. When you're loyal, you'll be merciful. There's a scripture in Proverbs. It says, "Have you heard a word against your neighbor? Then let it die within you." I like that. It's saying, you heard any good gossip lately? You heard anything bad about your neighbor, your friends, your family, your pastor? Here's what you need to do. Bury it. Don't spread it. Don't pass it on. You have a duty to keep it quiet. You have a duty to put a stop to it. And they may be wrong, but a loyal person doesn't go around bad-mouthing. A loyal person helps restore. I know years ago, one of the prominent ministries was involved in a big scandal. It was all over. And when my father passed away, we were going through his files. We found a letter that he had written this man during that time. Daddy said, "I know you are hurting, but we want you to know we here at Lakewood are on your side. And when you hurt, we hurt." My father went on to tell him how he loved him. He encouraged him that God could still restore. See, everybody has a bunch of friends when they're on the mountaintop. They get all kinds of praise and appreciation up there. Your friends really need you when life has taken an unexpected turn, when they've made mistakes, when they're in those difficult times. And I want you to have a bigger vision today. The people in this church are on your team. Defend them. The people in the church down the street, they're on our team. Let's stick up for each other. You hear somebody talking about them, knocking their pastor, knocking why they do something. Don't say, "Oh yeah, I don't understand it either. That's kind of weird." No, stick up for them. Put an end to it. Your co-workers at the office, your friends, your neighbors, they're on your team. And these days, more than ever, we need each other. And we need to make sure, especially, that we are loyal to our own family members. Stick up for your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your relatives. You may not agree with everybody in your family. You probably don't. Some of them may get on your nerves. Some of them may be kind of loose. Maybe some of them, their elevator doesn't go all the way up. But if somebody is talking about one of your family members, it is your duty to put a stop to it. Don't you dare let them get you all stirred up to where you join in, and before long you're airing out all of your family's dirty laundry. No, we should always be positive and honoring toward our family. It doesn't matter if they're the laziest, most undisciplined scoundrel around. You should never portray them in a negative light. That's your blood. And I've seen people, when somebody starts talking about their family, they just jump on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, man, I know what you mean. They've been a jerk for years. You should see what I've had to put up with. Let me tell you some more stories about them. No, you have a responsibility to put a stop to it. And I'm not saying make excuses for them. But you can say something like, I know they've got some issues. I know they're a little bit different, but they're growing. They're making progress. I love them. Down deep, they're a good person. See, that's your family. Be loyal. Take up for them. Always be positive and honoring toward your own family. And no matter how tempted you are to get upset at them, no matter how different they may be, never make the mistake of airing out your dirty laundry from your family with other people. Because if you tell it to somebody, they're going to tell it to somebody else. And before long, the whole world will be talking about your family's problems. That only makes it worse. Well, you say, Joel, you don't understand my situation. My brother borrowed money from all of us, and now he can't pay us back, and we're all upset. Or my father ran off and married another lady, messed our family up. Well, that's unfortunate, but it's still your family. And it's easy to kick people when they're down. It's easy to be judgmental and say, I told you so, and just shut somebody out of your life. But the honorable thing to do is to help restore that person. The honorable thing to do is to help bring peace back to your family. After all, they've got enough people pushing them down. The least they should be able to count on is their own family. And I hope you have a good family, but if you don't, start sowing some seeds. I know I've been blessed in my family. I believe I have people around me that would die for me. My wife, brothers, sisters, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws. I really believe they would defend me to their dying day. I mean, I could go out here and rob a bank this afternoon, steal a car, and they're going to tell you, oh, Joe, he's just borrowing it. He's wanting to help somebody else. Now, behind closed doors, they're going to tell me to get my act together. But